Hey, what's going on, guys? MajorOSC here. Hello to my fellow Pro 3 owners in the Sequential Pro 3 user group on Facebook, and hello to YouTube. This is going to be a fun video. I've had the Pro 3 now for just under a week, and initially it was a toss-up between the Pro 3 and the Matrix Brute for which monosynth to work on next, and I was really torn between. In fact, I think I called American Musical like 3 different times to kind of undecided. I thought the Pro 3 would be a good start, though, because it would be a good transition from all the complex modulation routing that I was doing on the Hydrosynth and a little bit on the Argon 8 before this. And also it's got a digital wavetable in it, and that's what I'm going to talk about, aside from showing you how good this thing is for bass duties. I mean, I can't think of a better synth that I've seen and heard so far for, especially for like dance music or aggressive EDM, anything like that. I've only made like 3 patches for it so far, but I really went ham the last couple days making a sequence or 2. And I'm actually doing I'm kind of ghost producing for somebody in LA and doing a remix for them. And I had kind of I'm off to an okay start, but I definitely think the bass line is just mean and it's an evil, just very low end, a lot of low end in this thing. So I'm really not sure what people are saying, how they were. I don't know how anybody could, think this thing doesn't have low end because they're out of their mind. They're out of your mind. It's got plenty of low end. And it's not too much. It's not overbearing. And that's really nice too, because I like to go in and EQ stuff and sculpt the sound even further. So I'm going to play you the preset here that I made. And then we'll go through some of the wavetables towards the end of the video. And then I'm going to play you the... actually, I'll start out by playing you the production, or kind of like just a couple of clips of the production to give you an example of how this thing can sound when it's actually processed. When it's... I had it going through a Q2... a FabFilter Q2 and my trusty Sonox Oxford inflator, which I pretty much swear by for bass and drums especially. And then I believe it had, and I had 2 versions of a couple of 2 presets you're gonna hear, and I ran one with dry effects and one with wet effects with chorus. So yeah, well, here's what it sounds like. So it's a sequence, right? And it's supposed to be kind of like for 4 on the floor, like dark tech house or dark progressive house. Here, I'll get you zoomed in here so you can see better. All right, so without OBS in the picture. That's probably better, eh? So yeah, the ribbon controller, get that, there we go. The ribbon controller is moving around the wavetable a bit, and then and a couple of the shape mods. So the idea is, I'll play it pretty consistently. It'll have a very, kind of repetitive pattern, but then you can add little licks and flicks here, like. Stuff like that. So that's what I did. I did a couple of takes with just the standard pattern, and then I did a couple of variations, for the closing out of 8 bars and 16 bar phrases. So there's that. And then there was this one, which is like kind of a fast double time version for like, dubstep or drum and bass. Let's go a different key for this one. Let's try the other filters, eh? Pretty hard to play in rhythm still. Get used to the mono synth. Okay, so there's that one. A lot going on that. I think I had 16 or maybe 12 of the mod matrix filled in. There's 32 slots. When I found that out, I'm just like, okay, I got to go with the Pro 3. I know, the Matrix Brood added a lot more on their recent firmware update, but when I thought 32 mod slots in a sequencer and a lot of different, just a lot of the flexibility that I like in a synth, this is a no-brainer. I mean, I'm probably going to hold on to this too. Initially, I thought, hey, I'll get the Pro 3, and then when I'm done making a patch back, I'll just get the Matrix Brute, and I'll have one monster mono. But I really like this a lot. And I, this is one of those synths, and this is rare for me. This is one of those synths I got completely without bias. I wasn't like super excited for it, but I also wasn't like, I gotta go for the Pro 3, I guess. It's not like I was feeling like I should do it out of necessity. It was sort of like, let's see how it works out. I'm intrigued, So it's probably not the point you're supposed to buy. That's at the point where you should not pull the trigger, but I did anyways, and in this case, it worked out. This is just another version of that same preset. I think I did just some real basic ones before that. Oh yeah, lead. C or F, one or the other. Let's see, another one here. Gutter Snipe. That's a weird one. I love it though. Yeah, I didn't program anything down here yet. Let's see if this is a good way of showing the wavetables. I thought there's a lot of movement in the wavetable on this one. Let's see. Let's try another one. Woo, it's getting loud. Oh yeah, the AEI or whatever that is. A-E-A-O. Let's just get the other one. Let's get oscillator 3 isolated here. Who needs a vocal filter when you got all this, right? It's very nice. Chubisky, I think. I don't even know how to say that. I have to say, this is one of the best. This could be the single best collection of wavetables in a hardware synthesizer that I've ever heard. Novation Summit sounds great, and it has, and Peak does too, and they have a great selection, but they're not all that great. I mean, like there are quite a few that I'm just like, I will probably never use that, or I just using, I wouldn't use it that often. I could see myself using almost every single one of these. I mean, they sound so good, and they evolve really nicely too. So let me get to a stock patch here and just kind of let's do a sweep through some of the rest of these here. I got a global on the new menu. I think it just goes to commands and then right. Just make sure I don't hit save, right? So what we'll do is we will modulate, we'll have an LFO modulating the oscillator 3. Now you can do that of one of two ways. Since we're on a stock patch and nothing's modulated, we can actually just go to LFO 1 up here. And I'm just going to go over to this one right here. It's like, very easy menu to navigate. Then I'm just going to select oscillator 3's, oopsies, I went past it. Shape mod, oscillator 3's shape mod, right? And I'm just going to turn the amount all the way up. All right, let's go. Slow it down a bit, eh? Maybe we should just do one direction. Trying to figure out which way it says sequential. Well, that's the one that says sequential. You've probably all heard it on Dave Smith's demo. I mean, that's a testament to how detailed these are. I mean, they're really nicely interpolated. I'm not sure if it's, yeah, I don't know how they're doing it, but we've all seen Serum and that kind of 3D wavetable it does. Or if you have like a Quantum or any other kind of wavetable synth that has some visualizer, you know what I'm talking about. And on other synths, you're actually just kind of allowing this to interpolate between maybe a set of 5 or 6. Like on the Summit, when we got that wavetable editor, we all discovered that it was actually just going off 5 or 6. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6, but you know, a limited number of just singular wavetables, and it just kind of interpolates between them. And that was a bit odd to find out because I didn't expect that. I thought it was a little bit more detailed, but it doesn't matter. If it sounds good, it sounds good. And these sound good. That's a really cool one. That's a nasty one, and it's named after that too. Nasty Wave. You know, for the fuck of it, I'm going to put on chorus because it sounds really good with chorus. And it's not always fun to just hear a dry signal. Let's spice it up a bit. There, we get a little bit of both. Sounds like it's speaking. It's another fun one. It's one of the beauties of playing an LFO that's synced but not, well, this isn't synced, but it sounds like it at the moment. It's fun to have it where it's not triggered on every key press, where it just keeps going. You can do the whole side chain of, you know, all sorts of effects. Like you can make it sound like it's side chained, or in this case, it's just kind of dancing along to a pulse, kind of a pulse drop. This thing is designed for dance music, in my opinion. That one sort of dances on its way down. It's neat. It's got a lot of different kind of, you know, dips, and you can hear them. Neato. I love that one. That's my favorite so far. I'm going to show you a bass that I use that with. Actually, I already did, but I'll show you how it sounds in production. It's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Oh, there it is. That's the sequential. Woo, that's, God, that gets me every time. God, that's fun. Oh, I think we already went through these, did we? That's weird. It feels like was I going backwards before? Those all sound familiar. No, I guess we didn't. No, we went through them. All right, all good. The thing I like the most about the wavetables is they're not harsh in the ears. They're really, really well done. I mean, I have the filter turned all the way up too, so. That one says femme vocal, so. Yeah, we went through all these. I don't get it. Okay. Let me play you what I got here so far. This is like, I just bounced down what I had last night because obviously I'm ghost producing, so I'm going to have to run past that person. And then obviously make some changes. In fact, I might not even keep this. I might end up having to do breaks instead of 4 to the floor. But here's what we got here. So the bass line that you're hearing, or the bass is obviously the Sequential Pro 3, and the rest is actually part of the remix pack. So I did one with dry, one with wet, kind of blended them. Actually, there's a couple of layers. There's one that's in the background that I actually did a high pass filter on, and it's more of like an arpeggiated thing. It comes in a little bit later, but it's I don't know if it's going to sit well in the mix. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, you hear the kind of buzziness on the top end towards this part, and that's when I'm starting to really open a filter on it. Sort of hear it in the background on this part. So it's got the same rhythm as that. But yeah, it's kind of a... I had opened up the filter, and I think I had turned up drive. Oh, and I had moved the shape mods over to pulse width. Yeah, in either case. Not sure how I got it there, but I hope I hit... Oh, yeah, I do have a second version of this, I think. I don't. No, I don't. Oh, well. It was kind of an afterthought. Here. Okay, so then this is the break, and you're going to hear the other bass line that I did come in. And actually, the other bass line that I did was one of these. I don't know which one it was. Was it a different bank? Might have been. Yeah, it must have been a different bank. It was a real basic one. It was like the Pro 3 basic one, and all I did is basically turn down the filter and switched it to SEM, or I'm sorry, state variable, the OB6 filter. And that's the part of the bass line that you'll hear. It's more of like an actual bass line versus like a sequence. You'll hear it come in. There it is. Ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. Like that. Yeah, just so much low end. I don't even know what to do with. I'm obviously going to have to take a few other things out of there. I think it's just way too busy. But yeah, big win right here. I was so iffy about it when it arrived. The first 2 days with this, I was like, God, the interface is slow with the way I work, and or it felt slow. It was not. I was just learning, and I have an ego. So, but yeah, very very slick interface. The one gripe I have so far, and it's really the tiniest really gripe at all, is that when you're doing the sequencing and you press track, this knob right here actually moves from track to track, like from the notes to anything I programmed in cutoff. No destination, obviously, for the rest of it. We're not in my preset. There's some back there. But it kind of bugged me because I want to use this knob to switch the tracks, not this one. I want this knob to switch the tracks, and I want this knob to move the cursor, or move this thing each step, and then I want this thing tweaking the steps, which it does. But otherwise, yeah, really super sick. But yeah, it's a big win. Love it. Thanks for watching, and tune in again. I'll be posting a very very cool video here in the next week or so when the Super 6 arrives, because it's in shipment right now. Get stoked. Thanks guys, take care.